Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. Yesterday, some huge information was released revealing the coins which are going to be minted for the coronation of King Charles III, and these coins break a centuries-old tradition. There's also going to be one put into circulation later this year, so let's have a look at the coins. We knew that there was going to be a 50p coin in this range. And as with the other coins in the range, we did get to read what the designs would look like in royal proclamations, but it is one thing reading it and it's another thing to actually see the design. We now know that the coin was designed by Natasha Jenkins, and this isn't her first coin design for the Royal Mint, as she has previously designed the Birmingham Commonwealth Games 50p last year and also 2020's Remembrance Day £5 coin. Although her surname has changed since then, so congratulations to Natasha, I hope. Otherwise, still congratulations for having created the design to be minted onto the 50p. The coin depicts the exterior of Westminster Abbey, where the King's coronation will be taking place, and you can also see his crowned royal cipher. It's a fantastic design, and what I really like about it is that it doesn't just say what the coin commemorates. If someone gets this in their change, this could intrigue them into researching it and finding out what it is about, and possibly opens the door to a new person to coin collecting as a hobby. So we need to take a look at the obverse of these coins now, because this is where the coins have broken a centuries-old tradition. As you can see, King Charles III is crowned on the coin. There is still the use of Martin Jennings' portrait of the King, with a Tudor crown added to the design. This is the first time since the reign of King Charles II over 300 years ago that a king has been portrayed as wearing a crown on the obverse of UK coinage. Since then, it has been traditioned for kings to be bareheaded or a laurel crown at most. Now in the past, our queens have been struck onto coins wearing crowns or tiaras, including the late Queen Elizabeth II on their official portraits. There have also been some kings crowned as recently as King George VI, grandfather of now King Charles III, but this was only for coins issued in other countries of the British Empire or overseas territories. So having King Charles III crowned on these coins makes the new 50p and the rest of this range really exciting. There will be two versions of the 50p though. There will be one version struck with the king crowned on the obverse or head side of the coin. There will also be another one struck without the crown. We do know that the version of the coronation coin with an uncrowned King Charles III on the obverse will be minted and put into circulation. There will be up to 5 million of them minted and put into our change, so a similar amount as the Pride 50p or the 2018 Paddington Bear 50p's. This is only the second coin to feature King Charles III on the obverse set to enter circulation. So far we've only had the 2023 Queen Elizabeth II Memorial 50p go into circulation. Over time, of course, it will become much more commonplace to see King Charles III on our coins, but having been our only monarch since decimalisation, there is still a lot of coins bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II out in our change, not to mention those still held at the Royal Mint ready to fulfill demand as needed. There's no active plans to remove these existing coins, and the coinage of King Charles III are to be an addition to those which are already in circulation, rather than replacing them entirely, so they will trickle out over time. Previously, some new coins have been fast-tracked into circulation rather than sitting at the Royal Mint's long store until the demand requires more coins, but we haven't heard yet whether this will happen or not with the Coronation 50p. All that we've been told is that they will enter circulation later this year. There is a £5 crown coin as well in this range. This features the St Edward's crown, or sometimes called the Coronation Crown, which has been a central part of the coronation of our kings and queens since the 13th century. It's the star piece of the Crown Jewels collection. You can also see the two sceptres which the king will be holding when he is crowned. The design was inspired by the moment that a monarch is crowned, with this crown whilst holding the two sceptres. So I guess you can just imagine King Charles being sat below the canvas of the coin. It was designed by Timothy Node, someone who has a long history of designing coins for the Royal Mint, having been inspired to collect coins when he was given a silver Jubilee crown whilst a schoolchild, and now has designed one of the most significant coins for the reign of King Charles III. We then have the ounce coin, one which will be minted in a number of denominations in differing weights of precious metals. We see another prolific coin designer behind this coin in John Bergdahl, someone who has designed enough coins to fill an entire video himself from all denominations, circulating coins and high-end coins. Design specifications seem to be safe in his hands. Although these artists have designed multiple coins, it's not a given that they will be chosen. The Royal Mint has a pool of artists that they approach, usually a number of years in advance, for them to create the designs for the coins. These designs are then pooled and submitted anonymously, and the Royal Mint Advisory Committee picks the design that they want to go for. So it's a real testament to the quality of each artist's work, especially those that have been selected multiple times. The coin features a crown shield of the Royal Arms within a garter. Around that, more intricate details, including a rose, thistle, daffodil and shamrock, which are the national flowers of the constituent parts of the UK. To the left of the coin we can see the King's royal cipher again, and to the right a fascinating pattern, which could be the letter C 3 times over to signify King Charles III. The design was inspired by the styles of decoration during the reign of King Charles I. Not exactly a monarch our new king would want to copy too closely, mind you. We then move on to the sovereign, specifically the strike on the day sovereign. As alluded to in the royal proclamation, this will be the Benedetto Pestrucci design, which has been used on the Royal Mint flagship coins since 1817. There will be a very limited number of these coins struck on the day of the coronation for collectors to purchase. There have been a number of other strike-on-the-day sovereigns with slight design tweaks to differentiate them from the standard sovereign releases. We assume that the king will be crowned on the obverse, which will certainly make this a standout piece for collectors and adds another fascinatingly unique coin into the range of sovereigns available. There will of course be a wider 2023 sovereign range released later this year, but we don't yet know anything about that. It might be the George and the Dragon design, the same as on the strike on the day, but equally it could be something totally different, as in years of big celebrations, anniversaries or events, one-off designs have been used on these coins before. Speaking of striking on the day of the coronation, at the Royal Mint Experience at the headquarters of the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, on the 6th of May, the day of the coronation, for 24 hours, visitors will be able to go along for a tour and strike a special coronation 50p. This will have unique packaging to the day and will have a crowned portrait of the king on the obverse. After the day of the coronation, visitors will be able to strike the coronation 50p, but it will be in different packaging and the king will not have a crown on it. With just one day to strike the coins, it's going to be fascinating to see just how many of them get struck. This will be the fourth Strike on the Day event held at the Mint, having previously hosted this kind of celebration for Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee, and before that the day of Brexit. In 2020 there was to be a similar event for the anniversary of VE Day, but because of lockdowns that wasn't able to happen. The coronation coin range is set to be released on Monday the 24th of April at 9 AM, so that is 2 weeks time on Monday, unless you're obviously watching this video at a later date. There is likely to be long queues on the Royal Mint's website. Many of us will remember having to wait in a queue of 60,000 plus people for the Queen Elizabeth II memorial range, so while sat in the queue, be sure to head over to our website, as we will have the same range available to purchase and we don't charge postage on top of the prices, so you'll be able to get the same coins at a reduced cost whilst our stocks last. So check the link in the description and save that as a bookmark ready for release day. I'd love to know in the comments what your thoughts are on the coins of the coronation, which one's your favourite out of all the coins we've looked at today, and what are you going to be purchasing? Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It's free to do and it means you won't miss out on any of our future uploads. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post lots of pictures of our coins. We're on Twitter and TikTok. We have our shop and online store, and I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.